Hello from SheNature.com. This is Mark Josie. Today we're going to show you how to disassemble the Ram Combat pistol and also do your maintenance work. So basically when you get the pistol, it's very crappy inside with a lot of crap. So if you don't clean that out yourself, the pistol will start malfunctioning, leaking, and do a lot of things that you don't like. Okay, so basically to disassemble that, all you need basically mostly it's just a small Allen key like this one, okay, very small one, to poke out the two pins. So the first thing you do is take out the magazine and unscrew your CO2 tube. Make sure no CO2 is inside, and have some Q-tips ready, the swabs. Okay, have these ready. Whoops. Okay, have these ready. You will need a tub of silicone grease for greasing the O-ring. So if you don't have, you can use gun oil, or you can use a little bit of whatever pellet gun oil. You may want to have some silicone spray lube handy for cleaning up shit. So anyway, have your gun pointing at your left side. Use your key to punch out this hole right here above the trigger. Push it and a pin will fall out. Okay, don't worry, there's no spring. Have something that you can use for putting all the springs and stuff there. Okay, for this pin, some people will have to hammer it out from this side. Some people will have to hammer it out from this side. It depends on your gun. So the first thing is punch this out. If you find it too hard on one side, you try the other side. Okay, so basically it's about trial and error. If one side is too tight, you push it out the other side. Okay, now your gun is about to disassemble in two parts. Hold the slide catch with your thumb. Hold it right here. And the other hand is right here holding on the slide. Now push right here, push in and up. And now push this way. The slide, push this way. There you go. Okay, so you can clean out all the junk. If you have paintballs, paint left over, clean up everything inside and so on. Okay, so this is easy. This part is the hard part that most people have trouble with. Pay attention to the spring here. If your spring is out of position, like right here, a little bit out of position, remember to push it back. Okay, if you're doing maintenance work, keep an eye on this spring. It may come out. Okay, the other side is what they call the trigger bar. This one, trigger bar. Okay, so this trigger bar is linked to a spring that should go below it, like this. Okay, it should go below it, like so. So when you put it back, the spring needs to be below the bar, not on top of the bar, like that. Okay, if you can see it. Okay, so keep your hand handy right here. Okay, now we're going to remove the trigger bar. Just slowly pry it out and keep that spring there. Okay, you do not need to remove the spring. This spring is going to stay there if you don't really like fuck it up. Okay, so right here is the CO2 seal that you may want to use some silicone grease to loop around it, that O-ring, just in case it gets really crapped up. This one is the velocity adjustment hole, and the hole is very, very annoying. If you like, it's very soft brass that they use, so that's one thing I really don't like, because it's very bad quality brass. And basically you use the Allen key like a big one to turn clockwise, tighten it down to increase velocity, and then turn it counterclockwise to decrease velocity. Do not set your gun too hot. It's not better. The hotter the better. Okay, and also right here there's a screw. If you do not unscrew the screw, you cannot disassemble the gun. So now let's unscrew the screw. Ta-da! Okay, screwdriver. So you need a screwdriver to unscrew the screw on the rear side. Just poke it in and unscrew, very easy. Keep your hand handy right here so that you don't lose anything. There's no spring below it, don't worry. Just slowly unscrew that. Now you can even remove it by hand. Put it aside. Okay. Okay, so right now we can remove this and this part. To remove that, put your hand right here where the spring is, okay, so that you don't lose the spring. Put your hand over it, and now squeeze out this part, okay, push it to the front. You push this part to the front, push, hold it there, and now you can remove this assembly. Okay, very good. So basically that's all you need to do your maintenance work. And now we'll get on to the maintenance. First thing is remove this blowback unit from the plate right here. Use your thumb to press onto the spring so that you don't lose it and it stays in place. Right now you can basically take it out. Okay, just a second. There we go. Okay, just a minute. There we go. Okay, so this is the thing that didn't cock back. What you want to do is pull this back, and now we can remove. There we go. Pull the hammer back, okay, so that you can remove it. Right now you see right here, after I shot 7 or 6 CO2, the black stuff here is very gummed up. Before I make this video, or actually before I shoot today, everything is fine. Now everything is not fine, and these things are what cause your gun to malfunction, leak, or have some crap happen. Okay, you see how dirty it is. And also right here, the gray stuff. Okay, use the Q-tip to clean everything, clean it all over. And also right here, you clean this, or the O-rings. Okay, very important, clean out the O-rings. You can have a clean Q-tip with some gun oil, and that can be used as a cleaning tip to clean your gun without the hair or cotton coming out. Okay, so basically we use this now to clean the gun. Always keep your hand on the spring and do not lose it. So now you use the oil, you see it like that, to clean the 2 O-rings right here. Okay, you need to clean the 2 O-rings. If you don't clean this, your gun will start leaking and not blow back properly. Also, the firing pin right here, you can clean. Use the Q-tip. And also the hammer plate right here is very important to clean up everything. And right here also, around this hole, if you don't clean it up, it's not going to blow back properly. And also into the hole. Also right here, this you can unscrew, this you can unscrew. We're not going to do it today, okay, but you can do it if you like. It's not a lot of like, not really important. Also right here, maybe a little bit, you know, just rub around, you know, rub around. Okay, so now this is done. And now that right here, you see, I don't know if you can see it, but inside it's very, very dirty, and we need to use a Q-tip, a clean head, to wipe around and clean off all the gray stuff. See how dirty it is? It's one round going inside. And that pin, the top of the pin, needs to be cleaned up as well. If you don't clean that, it's going to keep weakening your blowback, weakening the gun, and eventually your gun will not fire at all. So after, I would say after 10 CO2, you must do one of these maintenance. From today's experience, I would say after 10 CO2. Now here, we can basically spray some silicone lube, or we can put a drop of gun oil here and a drop of gun oil here, and we will use the oil as a cleaning fluid to clean it. Okay, right now you see we have the oil. Now we can clean around. Wow, so dirty. If you don't clean this thing, it will not blow back properly, trust me. Okay, it happened to me, it's going to happen to you, and every RAM pistol owner knows the gun is so high maintenance. Right here, basically you would like to wipe around, wipe off. What you're doing is wiping off the excess grease, oil, whatever, with your gun oils. Okay, so we are basically wiping it off. And then now take a look at this unit. Remember the spring, do not lose the spring, always keep your hand there. And then right now you can, this is where the breech is. You can wipe around here, and you can see it's getting dirty as well. So the breech can be cleaned up a little bit, and then you can clean here. So basically that's it. You don't need a lot of work to be done. That basically puts everything back in order. Okay, now oiling time. Okay, oil the spring right here. With a spring, you give a little bit of oil. This is an O-ring. You don't really need to work with that at all. So basically, that's it for the slide. Now this blowback unit is a little bit more tricky because there are two big black O-rings right here, and these need to be greased. Okay, so we're using the PCP pump, heel pump silicone grease right here, and these are the best grease for O-rings that you can find so far. Keep your left hand on the spring. Okay, so we'll take some grease and grease around it. With the grease, your blowback will function properly. If you find that your gun is not cycling, this is what happened, because the blowback is fucked up. The grease is out, or there's no grease or whatever, like your O-ring is totally busted. Wipe off a little bit excess of the surface here. You don't need that there. And also with the tissue, you see, wow, lot of crap. See, so basically wipe off stuff here. Okay, wipe off a little bit of excess there, and that's basically it. Okay, for the top surface, I like to put 1 drop of oil and distribute that drop of oil all over just to lubricate this surface. Okay, want to lubricate the surface. And then here, this spring, you can put a drop of oil once in a while, not very needed. And also right here, there will be a little bit of crap. You can remove it with a Q-tip. Yeah. Very easy. Okay. Basically, just look for crap. Right here, inside here, you can put 1 drop of oil if you like to keep it oiled and not dried up. Okay, done. Now we're going to put this thing back, okay? Make sure your hammer is down. And there are 2 parts to this, like head and tail. This one that comes out, this one, there's a little hole in there. So the hole goes in here, okay? This is the back. This is the back. So basically this slides on to your launcher unit. What they call this, the launcher unit. Right, there you go. Okay, very easy. Now we're going to put everything back. So let's do that. Okay, this is the hard part is you need to keep your hand on the spring here, not let it fly out. If it flies out, no big deal. You can work with that later on. But anyway, push it forward and push this thing back. Simple fact, like that. Now it snaps back in position. Very easy, right? Okay, the other side, check your spring. This spring is not falling out or protruding, so that you can actually fix it back to the gun. Trigger bar. You see this right here, one side is flat, one side is circular. Okay, look at the wear and wear out marks right here. This is where the gun actually always worn out that paint. So the flat goes on top. Flat parts goes on top. Circular parts go down. Okay, right here you place it back on the trigger bar pin right here, and now use your finger to pull down the spring. Pull down the spring. I'm going to do it carefully right here and snap this bar back in place. Okay, good. There we go. Push that back. Okay. Okay, this, I don't know if you can see it. This little thingy is the hammer. You have to use the bar to push it back so that it releases the hammer, and now you can put this back. Okay. If you don't release the hammer, it's hard to put it back. Now hold this plate down like so, like how I'm doing it. Okay, hold it back. Now your gun, like this, stab the put this part back. Now use your finger, index finger, to push the trigger all the way back and slide it into that hole, the trigger hole. Not easy to do on camera, but once you get a little bit in it, you're pretty much set. Now when this little thing protrudes out, it's time to get the head down. Tilt the head down, okay? Don't keep pushing down. Put the head down, okay? See, like that. And like that, okay? In and down. Now, check the other side to see if the spring is in place. If it is, snap it down all the way. Make sure your trigger bar pin, spring is down. Okay? If your gun stops right here and not go down, it means that the spring is out of position. Carefully raise your, carefully raise this. Find that spring. Push it down a little bit with an Allen key. Now it should go back. Okay, very easy, eh? Okay, now it's time to put back the stuff. Pin and pin. The pin, one textured side goes last, so you use the smooth side to poke it in. Yeah, like so. And now don't forget your screw right here. Your screw with the rear sight. Screwdriver. Whoa. Okay. Screwdriver. Screw in your rear sight screws. And there's only, like this thing is not adjustable. So there's only one position when your stuff is in place, then you can screw it back. If your stuff is not in position, you'll fail to screw it down, okay? So don't force things, okay? If it's not happening, don't force it. Okay, now my pins need a little bit more work to get it back down. Use the bigger Allen key to push like this, okay? And if it's just a tiny bit more, you know, just give a little bit more force to push it down. Oops, too much. Okay, so basically just work it in a tiny bit. My tiny bit. Okay. Should be good. So I would like to do this tapping method. Just get it in. Now testing time. If you can do this and fire, you hear that sound? It's fine. Okay, now it's pretty much done and you can go shooting again. Wow. Okay, so our gun is now working fine again. Very cool. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and like. Bye-bye!